So just a quick update. As you can hear, I'm constantly, having sound attacks, all sorts of cleaning machine that are operating since the morning constantly. Of course, it's a way to terrorize me. This is the place that I live in. This is the jail, the prison that I live in. The state of Israel, the Nazi state of Israel, with constant violence against an innocent person. If you have a problem with God, why don't you speak with God? He listens to every prayer. Why do you take your revenge on me since I was born? By the way, I mentioned my heritage. A company that I worked in, high-tech company. When I started working there, it was 2018. I remember I had a meeting with the CAO, and at the time it was before I started my journey. I still saw that everything is regular with me. Just after the divorce, the formal divorce. And I remember that his attitude was, on the one hand, he was very curious, like some kind of curiosity, and on the other hand, he is hostile towards me. He has a born hostility towards me, which was very peculiar because I only started to work over there, and I supposedly nothing special about me. After some time, I understood, and I also written about it, that it's like a Mossad front end, and he's of course a scumbag of the Mossad. And I thought that for quite a while, I thought that people like him, because he was not the only one that showed such hostility. So I thought that these people are actually consumer of the many videos that the Mossad and Shabak created on me all these years, the dime, the paintings. I thought that a lot of it was for internal purposes, and they actually believed the supposedly heinous crimes that I conducted in those videos. Which is stupid, because why should you believe such thing when you know that the organization is like an expert in exactly such things? But only much later I understood that most of the people, and certainly people that are of any position in the organization, like a CEO of a large IT company, they didn't believe the videos at all. Their resentment towards me was something much deeper, and I couldn't understand it without understanding that I am, also in the eyes of the Israelis, but just as a fact, a reincarnation, not only of Jesus Christ, but of other people, certainly one, but maybe more than one, messenger that acted in Israel, in the modern state of Israel, and in the Zionist mandate, Palestinian mandate. And they acted here, and I don't know what was their nature. Perhaps they were Homo sapiens, that's my guess, that it was just simple Homo sapiens, but maybe they were cherubs and maybe they were titans. It doesn't really matter, because prophecy and divinations are the same for everybody. So it doesn't really matter. For certain, the person that was, I don't know anything about him, but I know that, for certain, he lived life that was very similar to mine in a way that, he was by nature and bringing, he was a patriot and he loved Israel, but they tortured him to no end, and of course they painted him and told that he homosexual and pedophile, of course, the usual stuff. But I understood that, as a result of this, episode, that I speculated that it probably ended during the 80s, but after that, I changed my estimation to the 70s. That's why I speak a lot about the 70s show. I understood that many in the Israeli intelligence community were punished severely. And they were punished in sexuality and fertility, which are both things that, traditionally they took away by force from the Titans, and they still do it. Especially, for me, as you understand, just from the recent stories. And I understood that, relatively older people, he was, this guy, Yefet something, I don't, the CEO, on the paper he was 50 years old, but I was certain, I had the hunch that he's much older than that, and that, he's using medicine to appear younger, which I'm certain it's so. Anyway, so this generation of scumbags, it was the one that actually was punished, and they blame me even though he was born after the actual punishment. And why should they not blame themselves? For torturing and innocent human beings, things that they continue to do. So that's why they resented me, the older people of the intelligence community. because of the punishment that God handed them before I was even born. This is Homo sapiens in the 21st century. This kind of like maturity. And I speak about like people that are very high, like in the Israeli society, rich people and strong people, not like garbage from the streets, which I mean we have plenty of, but relatively like certainly rich and certainly respected people in Israel. They take revenge on an innocent person that doesn't even know that, I mean, what the hell is going on, only because they identify him with things that happened before he was even born. This is Israel. And now, of course, punishment is continued because, I mean, and not only in Israel, all over the world. You see the asteroids, maybe radiation, I don't know what you've seen already. So how do they, how do they handle the new punishments? Of course, they're torturing me more and more. You can hear it just now. This is the Homo sapiens, the crown of creation, piece of shit.